Good evening, people. This is Jason Simpson with Hoosier Faithful. Man, we're getting the season started now. Big Ten Media Day starting this week. Started today, actually. And it goes on till Thursday. IU football will be on that Thursday, I believe, at 3 o'clock, around that area. So make sure you check your listings and make sure exactly what time they'll be on. Excited for this season. This is season 2, episode 1 for me. And I wanted to talk about the players that have lost. We have lost through the NFL draft or to graduation. So let's start with that. Of course, we lost our starting quarterback, our big quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. Mando. And he goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. What a season he had. Heisman winner. Won a bunch of awards. What a great season for him. And now he's taking his professional debut with Las Vegas. I don't know if he's going to get a lot of playing time or not. I expect that he's going to be learning the pro game. Might see him in some preseason games. We'll see what happens there. I know Fernando would want to start, but Kirk Cousins is a hell of a quarterback. And if he could sit back and learn for a year, it's going to help him a lot. Let them rebuild that offensive line. Number 2, Omar Cooper Jr. went to the New York Jets. Coop went to the New York Jets, 30th overall. Cooper became the first IU wide receiver drafted in the first round since 1994, and paired with Mendoza as the first Hoosiers teammate selected in the first round in program history. Wow, isn't that amazing? Huh? 2 in the first round. In 1994, I believe that might have been James Hardy. Maybe I have to look that up later. Second to third round, D'Angelo Pons, New York Jets, 50th overall. Pons impressed with his combine performance, including a 43.5-inch vertical jump. Anybody who watched IU football and analyzed IU football knew that D'Angelo really took out a quarter of the field. I mean, he had that lockdown on his side of the field. And Jamari Sharp did a great job. Lewis Moore did a great job. But anyway, I'll stop talking about that. The next player, Kalen Black, running back, gets selected as San Francisco 49ers, 90th overall. Black Indiana with 1,040 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns in 2025. Now, I had mentioned this before on X and on other postings that I knew from some people that I know inside the NFL world that said he is going to go higher than what people think. And he did. So congratulations, Kalen. Keep up the good work. Enjoy the 49ers with your fellow Indiana Hoosier graduates. Next player, Elijah Surratt, went in to the Baltimore Ravens, 115th overall. Surratt finished with his IU career with 242 receptions, 3,670 yards, and 44 touchdowns across multiple schools, including Indiana. Now, Elijah Surratt is a great wide receiver. He blocks everything, so they got a hell of a player at a position where he is very good and it's going to help in the future for Baltimore, and also on special teams, which is huge for players. If you can get on the roster, you have to be really good at special teams, especially when you get down to the 4th to 7th rounds. Pat Coogan, our next one, got drafted to the Tennessee Titans. Cool. He's such a good guy. I've got to talk to him a couple times. He's really a great guy, and I'm really happy for him. And the center position is so important in football, and we've been fortunate to have 2 great centers with Pat Coogan and I don't know that other guy. It's on Barstool all the time. What's his name? Oh God, I don't know. Mike Kadick. Yeah, Kadick was a really good center too, and that helps the offensive line and the quarterback a lot if they can diagnose plays in front of him, blitzes and whatnot to help the quarterback out. Your center is your best friend, and people don't realize that, but it's true. Next person that got drafted was Aiden Fisher, linebacker, Houston Texans, in Indiana's first ever two-time first-team All-American linebacker and key defensive leader. So going on to our college football, or our undrafted free agents that went out in 26. Nick, no, he's not. Kahil Benson, our right tackle, with a lot of injuries last year. He gets up signing up with Kansas City. Kahil was a really good tackle. Had some trouble with injuries all year. And from what I've heard on the reports is that Kahil is doing an excellent job with Kansas City already. And he's, of course, looking at continuing his career. Now he might have to play on special teams stuff and move up the depth chart, but from what I've heard, he's done a great job. The next person is running back, and now he's going to have to work on special teams to get a job in the Las Vegas Raiders organization. There, he's number 5 on the depth chart right now, so he's going to have to do really well on the Raiders, and we'll see how that happens. You know, he's going to be, of course, Fernando and Ian Thomas, our former tight end that went to IU. What was it, 2018, I believe, team. Another player that got college free agent contract was EJ Williams. So he's returner, you know, he's a wide receiver, so we'll see how he does. And he's another player that's going to have to get on the special teams because that's where he's going to be at until he can prove himself to come as a starter. It's important that we get him to be injury free because he had a lot of injuries throughout his career as a wide receiver. Now he's got a lot of speed, a lot of length, great hands, so he probably will get signed by not by Las Vegas, by someone. It all depends what happens in the after the camps are over and they end up trimming down to the 53-man roster. Lewis Moore, safeties in Miami. So probably get to see him next year when he's playing against my Buffalo Bills. Can't help it. Love him. Great. Sorry. Yep. The next person I want to talk about was what was that other? Oh, Devin Boykin. Yeah, that. You know, that player, Devin, was a key component to our defense last year, and he should have been drafted. I think he was so important on our defense last year. He was in the plays a lot on defense and on film. Amazing what he has done. Yeah, he should be up. He's going to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think he's going to be picked up just for his special teams play, but also how good he is as a nickelback. I mean, you know, I think he's going to do really well in the pros, just for how physical he is and how hard he plays. It's going to be amazing to see him in the pros and how he does. Because I think he's going to get a starting. Really think he's going to get a starting job in the pros. Riley Noskowski was another one. You know, he tight end fullback and he's rated as the number one fullback for Pittsburgh. He's an amazing player because he can play in several positions as fullback, tight end, H back. So he can play in several different positions for your team, and that means a lot in how well he'll do. Makai Kamara is the next one from San Francisco, so he's joining CJ West and Curtis Rourke and Kalen Black are going to be there together. That's going to be kind of nice, I guess. Of course, Kamara and Black both coming from JMU over to the Hoosiers on our championship season, and so it's really good to see him. Now, last year, Kamara, I wish that the national people would see how many times he got double teamed and triple teamed at times. They put tight end against them with a tackle and chip them and double team him, which actually opened up our defense for the other players to make plays. And they would even put a running back on them too, coming out of the backfield to chip them before they went out because how many sacks he had the previous year. And the last player I have to talk about is Pat Coogan. You know what? This guy, he was such a good center for us, and he's going to do great. Going to do great. So that's all I had to talk about that. Now we got to talk about who is we're replacing this with. Now, knowing once now knowing that we're replacing several players. Sorry, I had to grab my phone for a second. I text grabbing the new players that we have to take away from the players that left in the NFL draft and graduating. We lost Stephen Daly too and Kellen Wyatt, and they were really good players for us. Played extremely well. So yeah, so we have a lot of players coming in on the offensive line. Of course, we have Carter Smith back, Ray Lynch. Carter Smith, Ray Lynch, Drew Evans. That's all at the top of my head now. Bruner comes in from Wisconsin, a great guard. No sacks allowed last year. So it's going to be interesting to see. And of course, Johnny on the outside. Now, the question is who's going to start at tight end? And I think that from what I've heard, I don't have what I had before. Uh, as far as the inside scoop, you could say, with the coaching staff, I don't have that. I do have some people that are still inside the program. So, yeah, so we have a lot of good players coming back. Second, I'm trying to get something on here. I apologize for this. My other computer was down, so I have to get this loaded back up. Like I said, for the offensive line, we have a very good offensive line coming in next season. They're amazing. They're really good, and one of the best in the country, if not the Big Ten, led by Bob Bolstat. I mean, he's an amazing coach and teacher for these young men to learn. And it's funny that who's coming there and who's been replacing them. So as wide receivers right now, of course, we have Nick Marsh on the outside, and our other starter is going to be Charlie Becker. Now, one person I think that's going to have a breakout season is Preston. I really do believe that he's going to have a breakout season. I think he's going to be the person that takes the spot that Omar Cooper had last year, and I think that he's going to do a great job there. Now, Devon Chandler's another person that I believe that's going to have a really good year this year. So I really do. Our offensive linemen, we only have 13 players on scholarship there. We do have some that are uh, not on scholarship that are preferred walk-ons. So that is kind of a concern for me. But I do think that we have good enough depth with some of the younger players that are there, um, and some of the older players. Merrick is looked really good. Uh, Fred is looking really good. Sam Simpson and looked really good too, and so did Benjamin Novak. They all did look very well. Evan Parker, CJ Cypress, so we have Baylor Wilkin, and we have a lot of young linemen that are here. It's one thing that we're going to have to watch as the season goes on. Of course, our tight end position is one that's up in the air right now. I believe that Brock Shaw would probably is going to get the start if he's healthy enough to go. And I really like another person is Andrew Barker. I really do like him a lot as a tight end from what I've seen from him, and on special teams also. But we have one of the youngest tight ends in the tight end rooms in the country. That's for sure. I mean, all sophomores and freshmen. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets that spot. Or do we use a situation where other players will come in? Of course, a quarterback comes in replacing Fernando Mendoza. Is Josh Hoover out of TCU? Yeah, he his completion percentage with RPOs was second only to IU. So he fits in our offense very well, very well. So I mean, that's very interesting to me. I think he's going to do a really good job. He's got good eye discipline. He's very good with his hands, his movement with his feet, and ball placement. He has a lot of intelligence for football intelligence, and a lot's going to depend on what we do offensively is going to be coming from him in our running game, which I think that our running back room is very good again this year. Last year we were really, really good too. This year we'll have to see if we can have the running backs block or not more so than we did last year. Last year we had some really good blockers in there, and of course that's why eh, I was always said that one of the reasons why that Larry Black got Larry Black. Sorry, Larry Black's one of our old players. Kalon Black got drafted so high is because his ability to block on passing downs. So I mean that he did a really good job of that, and that helps out tremendously for the quarterback. especially in an NFL game and college game, is if you can have a running back that blocks well. And the wide receivers room, we'll have to see how they do down the field blocking too, because our wide receivers last year did a very good job. You saw even Omar Cooper and Charlie Becker and Elijah Surratt and all blocking downfield for our running game. Our running game looks like to me like one player that I'm excited to see is Turbo Richie, of course, and we have BB back there, Kobe Martin there also. So that's pretty amazing running back room. Now there's some young players that are there or be battling for the number 4 position, and that's Sean Como and Javeron Campbell. Of course, in the slot we have Tyler Morris and LeBron Bond. But I think that you're gonna see Shaz Preston going in there. I really do. I think that we might see more different offensive setup this year. I just by what we have at quarterback and our offensive line is so good, and we have so many wide receivers that you're gonna see a lot of different formations than we did last year. I really do believe that. So defensively, we returned a lot of players on defense, lost a lot of players on defense, but returned some players on defense. And of course, we have at safety Amari Farrell, amazing safety, and Preston Zachman, it's a senior too. And we have some really good backups there. And it's interesting to see what happens in the safety room. Jamari Sharp last year was an amazing cornerback for us. I've talked to him a couple of times, and I'm really glad that he stayed and he got the interception at the end of the year for the national championship to clinch it. And we have Isaiah Bones Jones and Hardy both as our will and middle linebacker. I mean, I'm telling you, he's good. Our rover is going to be Byron Baldwin. Um, so that's going to be good. He was basically what Boykin was last year, I believe. Sorry. Our defensive end positions are really good. Chidi Bosworth is coming over from Kansas, and same with Toby Usami, and we still have a Dukeway in the backfield too, and at tackles, I'm really excited about Mario Landino. He had a really great year last year, and Tyreek Tucker. Our defensive coaches are all amazing men, and it's going to be interesting to see what we gear up for this year. Now, we do have an abundance of players on defense. Unlike the offense, we have a lot of defensive players that are young, and we'll have to see how they do, especially if they continue with the 5th-year rule that the decisions should be coming out soon. But what do you guys think about the IU football team? What do you think we should look at? Do you think I'm wondering if you think we're 10-2 or what? It's kind of too early to tell. Preseason rankings in the Big Ten were number 3, and I don't know if the at number 3 is something that I would say that it was that I for the Big Ten. uh, It's amazing to say that. Like I've been following IU football for over 30 years. It's amazing to see that what we've overcome the last couple of years under the or Kurt Signetti and his staff, uh, both offensively and defensively, and their coordinator supporting staff. It's been amazing too. The office people, the recruiting coordinators, everybody has been doing a very good job. Now, I can't wait for this season to start up. I'm going to come back on Thursday and do another podcast then during media days, and we'll see what Coach Sig says and what they think that how it's going to go and how the boys do with their interviews. So thank you everybody for joining me. Have a great night and God bless. Can't wait for the season to get started. September 5th against who are we playing against? Tavon who? Tavon Jackson in North Texas. So let's get ready for the season. Let's go Hoosiers.